What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Nick here, and today I'll be revealing the results of the SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view known as Money in the Bank, and it is presented by Gold Bond Ultimate Men's Essentials Body Powder and Body Spray. Stay cool with Gold Bond. Alright guys, we're gonna kick things off with the kickoff show as the Hype Bros making their tag team return. Of course, I'm making reference to Mojo Rawley, the winner of the 2017 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And of course, Zack Ryder, who the last time we saw him in action, they were the #1 contenders for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Unfortunately, they were not able to go through with the match because, actually, they couldn't make it to the match because Zack Ryder was out with a knee injury. As they teamed up for the first time in a while to take on the Colognes. Now we thought that ring rust would come into play for Zack Ryder. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Zack Ryder was literally at the top of his game. It looked like he did not miss a single step. And so the closing moments of the match, Mojo Rawley hit, I believe, Primo with that running forearm, and then Zack Ryder hit the Hype Rider on Primo to gain the pinfall victory. Alright guys, we now move on to the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match as Charlotte, Flair, Becky Lynch, Natalya, Tamina, and Carmella all competed in the match. And for those who are unaware of what the rules are simple. All 5 women were in the ring at the same time. There were no pinfalls, no submissions, no countouts, and no disqualifications. The only way to win is to climb a ladder and retrieve the briefcase. The first woman to do so will earn a contract that guarantees her a future SmackDown Women's Championship match that she can cash in anytime, anywhere for up to a year. The closing moment, the ladder match literally lived up to its hype because the closing moments of the match was Becky Lynch hit Carmella with a power bomb, and then as she was climbing the ladder, along comes James Ellsworth, who picks up the ladder and just literally knocks Becky Lynch off the ladder. That allowed James Ellsworth to come up with an idea to climb the ladder and take the briefcase and literally just hand it to Carmella. Now as sorry, I can't even speak. As JBL pointed out, there were no disqualifications. So technically, there was nothing in the rules that said that there can't be any outside interference. Unfortunately, because that it was a controversial win, Shane McMahon, the SmackDown Live commissioner, and Daniel Bryan, who will be making his return as general manager of SmackDown Live, will be kicking off the show. Will be kicking off SmackDown Live this coming Tuesday to address that issue. My guess is that there'll probably be a one-on-one ladder match between Carmella and Becky Lynch with Ellsworth out with no outside interference whatsoever. That's just my guess. Another guess is that they'll probably give the briefcase to Becky Lynch since she was about to win the contract. Alright guys, now we move on to the SmackDown, to the first of 3 title matches we had on the card. The first one is for the SmackDown Tag Team titles as the Usos defended against the New Day. And this match, literally, it was already won. Literally, it was because even with the 3-man advantage, the New Day still would have won either way. Unfortunately, literally, it was back and forth. Literally, back and forth. It was non-stop action. Unfortunately, the closing moments of the match was that the New Day had hit Jimmy Uso. I think it was Jimmy Uso with the Midnight Hour, and then Kofi Kingston had covered Jimmy Uso. That allowed Jey Uso to yank Jimmy from the pin cover, allowing them to literally just leave ringside. Literally just leave. So unfortunately, the New Day did win the match by a countout, but under championship rules, but under championship match rules, it can only be won by pinfall or submission, champion's advantage. Yeah. And speaking of champions, we now move on to the SmackDown Women's Tag Championship as Naomi defended against Lana, who had made her in-ring debut. And I have to admit, Lana was pretty impressive. I am one to admit she was very, very impressive. And then during the match, Naomi's knee was hurting her, and that allowed Carmella to come out, and she was gonna cash in Money in the Bank because, as I said, you can cash in anytime, anywhere, at any moment. Of course, it wouldn't be the first time that the Money in the Bank briefcase has been cashed in during a match. Of course, if you guys recall, at WrestleMania 31, Seth Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank on Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns and successfully won the title. Unfortunately, Carmella was like, you know what? Nah. You know what? I'll just hold on to this. I'll just wait. But of course, that allowed Naomi to make Lana tap out with the same submission hold that she used on Alexa Bliss to win the championship at WrestleMania in her hometown of Orlando. And speaking of hometowns, we now move on to the WWE Championship as Jinder Mahal with the Singh brothers defended the title against Randy Orton in his hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. And at ringside you had Larry. You had Larry the Axe Hennig, Sergeant Slaughter, Cowboy Bob Orton, and the only two-time Hall of Famer in history, Ric Flair, and of course a couple of other Hall of Famers. Harley Race was supposed to have been there, but unfortunately due to injury, he was unable to. So this match literally lived up to its hype with the name WWE Championship match. It was back and forth. Literally, it was non-stop action, and so after a while, later on during the match, if you will, Randy Orton had so much momentum, and he hit Jinder Mahal with the RKO. That forced the Singh brothers to get involved and pull Jinder Mahal from the ring, and of course the official Mike Yoda was going to disqualify them for that, but Randy Orton had other ideas, so he begged the referee to eject the Singh brothers from ringside, and he did just that. Unfortunately, after a couple minutes of staying at ringside, the Singh brothers decided to target Cowboy Bob Orton. That allowed Mr. Randy Orton to put both Singh brothers through tables, and Orton hit Sunil Singh with the RKO, and as Orton went back into the ring, Jinder Mahal capitalized and hit the Colossus on Randy Orton, thus still the WWE champion. Now, as Randy Orton said a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown Live, he mentioned that if he lost to Jinder Mahal again, that he was disgracing his family. Honestly, I don't think Orton has anything to be ashamed of, considering the fact that considering that he was at a major disadvantage, even though he had home field advantage, he was still at a major disadvantage. So Orton has nothing to be ashamed of. Alright guys, now we move on to an impromptu tag team match as Breezango took on the Ascension. And the match was only a few minutes, so the match ended when Fandango rolled up Connor in a pinning predicament, and Breezango won. Alright guys, now we move on to the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and wow, this match was it was amazing. It was like so insane. To give you some of the highlights of this match, as Shinsuke Nakamura's during Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance, Baron Corbin attacked him from behind, and he was out of and Nakamura was out of commission. So the bell rang with only 5 superstars in this match, and so fast forward a little bit. There was like a lot, literally ladders broken. Everything was literally there were bodies screwed everywhere. Later on in the match, AJ Styles had his hands literally on the briefcase, but Dolph Ziggler had other ideas. So he pulled the ladder out from underneath Styles, and Styles was climbing, literally scaling the briefcase. Excuse my language. Literally scaling the briefcase, trying to unhook it. Unfortunately, he lost his grip and he fell. He just landed on the mat. And fast forward a little bit, as Baron Corbin was climbing the ladder, Shinsuke's music hit, and Nakamura came out. And he was on a roll. Literally, he was on a roll. It looked like he was going to win. But AJ Styles came in, and they both climbed the ladder. They were literally going at it. And so when both Styles and Nakamura had their hands on the briefcase, Baron Corbin pushed the ladder, literally tipped the ladder over that had both Styles and Nakamura on it, and he climbed the ladder and he retrieved the Money in the Bank briefcase. So therefore, your Money in the Bank winner is Baron Corbin. Now, if I was Jinder Mahal, I would beware, because the Lone Wolf is coming after you. Alright guys, well that is it for the Money in the Bank predictions. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to post in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. And remember to subscribe and bell me for some more WWE and YuGiOh opening videos. And do not forget, my summer giveaway is still underway. So if you guys want to check out the rules, be sure to watch my YuGiOh Legendary Collection for Joey's World opening for more details. And on that, this is your boy Nick here, signing out.